Hey guys, Steve Tony here, and I am back with a new video. First off, apologies for me not having a video up last week, but I had done a podcast with Undead Sic83 on that Friday, doing the Indiana Jones films, and that was a lot of fun. I'll leave a link in the description to that video in case you haven't seen it yet. And please do support his channel as well. And yeah, so for this week, I'll be doing a Gothic horror film from Italy and a folk horror film from Italy. And I'll start with the Gothic one. And as you see here, it is a Crypt of the Incubus, aka Crypt of the Vampire, aka Terror of the Crypt with Christopher Lee. During his time in Italy, making some movies. And yeah, for any of you who are familiar with the early German sound film Vampire by Carl T.H. Dreyer, and for the early 70s Hammer horror, The Vampire Lovers with Ingrid Pitt and Peter Cushing. This film is another uh, adaptation of the source material of those two films, which is J. Sheridan Le Fanu's story Carmilla. And yeah, it's basically a similar premise. A Austrian baron is trying to find out the source of his daughter's bizarre dreams and her worry that she is the reincarnation of a very wicked ancestor. And then this mysterious young lady comes into the picture who slowly seduces the daughter, and a whole a lot of craziness happens. Yeah, and what's interesting about like this film is that Lee plays a good plays a good guy in it. It was one of his like rare outings as the heroic type, especially with Hammer as well. But he's kind of passive than this, really. He isn't a wig man. He is just very perturbed by all that's happening around him, and he's worried that the maid, who is also his lover, might be like responsible because of her jealousy of the daughter, and the bond that the Baron and she share. So yeah, but it is weird seeing like Lee sort of passive, in this, but he still gives a good performance in the film. It's probably the weakest of Dreyer's Vampire and Hammer's The Vampire Lovers, because it's a slight slow burn of a film. It's really not a star-based vehicle. it's more of an ensemble cast. Each each character like having their own importance in specific ways throughout the film. Um, One critic I saw in the back here. Oh no, I'm wrong. In the trivia section of the film, on both IMDb and a few other sources, called the film static to a degree. And it is only just minorly static, like that's still was the 60s, and even though in Europe and you could got away with a bit more in like lesbian subtext, and like undertones and overtones, you still couldn't be completely explicit. What was going on. But visually, the film is impressive. They filmed, in an actual, they like filmed the exteriors. They know an actual castle. I believe the interiors were all studio based, but the exteriors are of a real castle. So the mood's right, and atmosphere's right. The contrast of the black and white cinematography is amazing. There's an eeriness, and the Carmela character, who's called something different in this film, and played by Ursula Davis, is still like intriguing. There's something not totally straight about her, but we're like still invested in her and still still interested in her. She actually doesn't appear until probably about midway into the film, but when she is in there, she's pretty much the focus of of everyone's attention. It's a little disappointing, in that it's somewhat slow, but it treats the the like material is kind of treated a bit more like a mystery, because we don't know what the ancestor looks like in real time. We only see her in a brief flashback, and her head's covered with a hood. There's definitely more to like about the film than dislike, but it is one I think has to grow on you a bit. It isn't a bad film at all. It just sort of really fleshes out the story, at points, which isn't a bad thing, but but for like something like running 90 minutes, and like under you you really can't take too much time to build it up, but it is still built up nicely. It still has a great setting. The story's still solid. Um, the acting, is still good. The English dubbing makes it sound, utterly poor, and it isn't. The original Italian is much stronger. But unfortunately, Severin didn't do English translated subtitles of the Italian track. Luckily, I understood. Luckily, I understand enough Italian to follow along properly. Lee, Lee, but yeah, I like Sovereign should have done the translated subtitles, because there's some interesting plotline differences that I won't give away here. So, but it's not anything too spectacular, but it is still entertaining enough, and worth any uh, fan of of uh, Gothic horror's time. So yes, that is Crypt of the Incubus. Okay, and next is a film I've showed off twice before, and that is Night of the Devils. This is a feature length adaptation of the short story The Vardalak, which also was done as a segment in the Mario Baba film Three Faces of Fear, aka Black Sabbath. This adaptation by Giorgio Ferroni is interesting because he takes it to the modern day and sets it in what was then Yugoslavia, where this lumber magnet from Italy gets stranded, and he ends up inadvertently discovering this small hamlet's the dark secret, and the family at the center of it all. I'm still actually in the middle of this. I paused it to make this video, but so far I am really enjoying this one. Again, it's more folksy and horror, due to it being based off the legends and superstitions of the rural peoples of of Eastern Europe, which were more credible in certain instances. With all of the stuff that happened in the middle ages up until the early 20th century to them. But the modern setting is interesting as well, because the family ends up being stranded with still holds on to those traditions, and it seemingly made their lives like miserable over it. So yeah, a major difference that uh, isn't too much of a spoiler because it happens early like early on enough in the film. But here, the curse is the like result of witchcraft, and it's not uh, so much vampirism as it is something totally other. Although it still has like that, vampiric feel to it. And another interesting point is that it's told mainly in flashback because the film starts out like with Garko like running through the forests, um, and he's found by the cops, and he's like discovered to be almost totally catatonic. He seems very traumatized by something, and then he sees someone and goes crazy, and then the flashback like starts to like what like made him like the that's like yeah, very solidly done. This Blu-ray has the original railroad transfer from I think the late 2000s, early 2010s. Tens. I like that's of course like it isn't a brand new right master, but it still looks excellent. And it's got the good subtitle translation of the Italian. So yeah. Atmosphere is very moody, very spooky. Um, we don't see the woodland area at night too much, but even in day light hours, there is just something utterly foreboding about that's like place he's in. And really, helps add to the like folkness, like feel, like just like those like old world, stories and legends and and traditions, and the truth that existed in them. And to a point anyway. But yeah, I do recommend this like release. Um, the Radiance website still has copies of the still has copies of this limited edition, and there's also a standard retail edition out too now. Like just like minus like the reverse art work, I think, and the booklet. And the special features are just ported over from the like Raro, but like it's still like nice like I'm having it all. So yeah, like that is it for other dice titles. Like, thank you for watching. Uh, Please excuse the sniffling that you probably heard for some of for some of the video. My allergies have just been, like wacky all summer, and even now I'm like still, having issues. For so for any sniffling yo I heard in here, like sorry for that, can't let you help it. Yes, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And please hit that bell notif- notification button if you would like to subscribe and haven't yet. And yes, again, like thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one real soon. Take care, guys. Bye.